What up, guys? It's JP3. I'm in the lab today. Y'all got me sweating because the season is coming and I need you to develop a go-to move. Why? Because with one simple go-to move, you can get to 20 points a game this season. So it is so important that we develop our go-to moves, and I'm going to show you how today. I averaged over 28 points a game, was my school's all-time leading scorer, scoring over 1,700 points in my career, and it was all because I had one go-to move that couldn't get stopped. Today, I'm gonna not only give you some go-to moves, I'm gonna give you the practices around the go-to moves, and then I'm gonna give you the principles that go with any go-to move. First, let's talk about the principles. 3 principles apply to any go-to move, so you've got to be able to understand why you need a go-to move. A go-to move will get you to around 20 points a game, and it makes it simple where you don't have to think about where your points are coming from. One simple go-to move should account for 8 to 10 points a game. You add that to the regular play of the game with 2 to 4 points coming off free throws, 2 to 4 points coming off steals, and 2 to 4 points coming out of the offense. And just like that, you're around 20 points a game. But it's critical that you have a go-to move. Let's talk about the principles around go-to moves and how we develop them. First and foremost, your go-to move has to be simple. Throw away all the trick shots and the things that you think are cool and the things you're seeing on Instagram. Nobody is averaging 20 points a game with that one move. Even Kyrie Irving, as deep as his bag is, the bulk of his 20 to 24 points a game comes off something simple. He'll have 2 or 3 scintillating moves, but the bulk of his points come off simple moves. So what am I saying? It's time for the season. Let's get down to the basics and get a go-to move. Your go-to move is going to be simple. The other thing is the practice for developing your go-to move has to be simple and it has to be short. At high school, I was mainly a scorer at the 2-guard position, but in college, I moved over to the 1 and my handle wasn't where it needed to be. So I simply added 15 minutes every day after practice, but I didn't miss. That's the key. I was consistent in this 15 minutes. And I'm telling you, it changed my game. Just 3 years later, we were playing in the NCAA tournament, and one of the announcers said I was one of the top 2 point guard handlers in the nation. He said only TJ Ford was a better handler to me. Look it up, Tom Pender, Tulsa versus Wisconsin, 2003 NCAA tournament, whatever. But what I'm telling you is you can come a long way with a little bit of work as long as you're consistent. So you have to make the training around that move simple. Thirdly, when you develop a go-to move, it has to have 3 facets to it. The move itself, a counter, and an off-timing component of the move. So you have to be able to develop the move itself, you have to be able to develop a counter to the move, and you have to be able to do the move off-timing, because your best defenders and best teams will learn how to guard the move, and as a result, they will learn how to throw your timing off, whether it's sending a double team, whether it's putting a hand up, whatever the case may be. So remember, develop the move, develop a counter, and develop an off-timing version of your move. What we got today is I'm basically going to show you some go-to moves at all 3 levels. I got my assistant Gia here with me. Come say hi, Gia. She's in the lab with me today, so you'll see her running around. Can you say hi?
Hi.
Yep. So we're going to show you some go-to moves today. First move is going to be the floater. Floater is a simple move that we can use that is so good, especially for guards that have a ball in their hand a lot. Now, here's one caveat. The floater is not an easy shot. It's easy to get off, but it's not easy to make because we don't shoot a lot of shots moving towards the goal. So principle number 1 is going to apply in that you need to be really consistent with your practice for this move. But I'm going to show you the move, a counter, and then an off timing. It's just going to be 15 shots, guys. You can make 15 shots a day, and you will develop this as a go-to move in the next 30 to 60 days, okay? We're going to start off with going downhill and just simply shooting the floater. The other thing I want to say is I hate seeing videos of old guys hooping, okay? Our time is past. So don't make fun of me. I'm here because I don't have any of my athletes in the lab with me today, and I really wanted to get this out before the season started. Just see that the moves, they might not be super speed or anything like that, but just see the moves and you can apply them yourself, all right? Watch out, G. So that was our 5. Now I'm gonna go with 5 counter moves, still using my floater. So that's my second 5. Now for my third 5, like I told you, it's important to have an off timing component. So what we're gonna do is a floater off of a different pickup. I'm gonna extend the ball over the defender's hand and then shoot my floater. That was 5, 15 shots total. If your go-to move is a floater, there you have it. You do those 15 shots literally 3 days a week. That'll be a go-to move for you. 8 to 10 points a game if you're aggressive enough, if you're getting the playing time. That's a go-to move. Y'all got me tired in here. Now for the next go-to move, we're gonna do mid-range. This was my go-to move. Now the game has changed since 20 years ago, when I averaged 28 points a game off of pull-ups, but the pull-up still works. You can always get into the paint, stop and pull up. So you're gonna see a pull-up, you're gonna see a pull-up off a counter, and you're gonna see a pull-up off of a little bit of a step back. Just 15 shots, 5 makes each. First 5, second 5 is our counter move. Now that was our second 5. Again, this is so simple, it's probably boring some of you, but that's why some of you aren't great. You can't deal with the mundane. This is simple because the simplest solutions are always the right answers. It's right in front of your eyes. You got to be able to be consistent. We did our first 5 of our go-to move in the mid-range. Then we did our second 5, which is our counter. Now we're going to do our go-to move off timing, add an off timing component to it. And I'm gonna get back to my strong hand and just do a little bit of step back. Just in case a defender knows I like that move, cuts me off, I've still got an option. So we got into the paint for floaters. If that's gonna be your go-to move, you've got 15. You've seen the mid-range. If that's gonna be your go-to move, you've got 15. Now, the last level is the three-point shot. If your go-to move is a three-pointer, that's not a bad decision because the three-pointer is one of the most prevalent shots in the game today. Actually, shooting the three is easier than shooting the floater, but it's something we've got to get good at and be consistent in developing this expertise. So we're going to not just shoot the three-pointer, because all of you should be getting your shots and your reps in. We're going to shoot a three-pointer off a delay. And so what that's going to look like is, as the ball comes to us, we're going to wait for that defender to get all the way up to us while we rest in a waiting and prone position. Then we're going to pull the three. This is going to allow you to be set on your feet and allow that defender's hands to be down, rather than the normal situation where we catch and shoot and someone's running towards us, okay? So we're gonna take the defender's momentum away, let them sit down, then we're gonna shoot off the delay. As always, we're gonna work on the move, a counter, and an off timing component. So the move's gonna be the delayed three, the counter's gonna be the up fake, one dribble, and the off timing component is gonna be a one dribble with a hezzy delay to it. So there you have it. That's our first five. Our next five is going to still include the delay, but have an up fake and escape to one side or the other. This is our counter for any defender that bites on the delay. Now for our third move, we're going to simply do an off timing component. You're going to see a dribble with a hesitation and a delay into our shot. So we're just going to let that ball rise up and come down. On the way down, we're going to get into our shot, okay? This is for any defender that's going to look to throw our timing off. You can also add a little rock back and forth to this from left to right, or if you're shooting off the left hand, from right to left, okay? I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Develop your go-to move. Just 15 shots per day, 2 to 3 days a week, and you will develop this go-to move before the season starts. Just 30 to 60 days doing this, and you'll see this become one of your favorite moves. If this video helps, like and subscribe so we can continue to make more. Check out this next video on how to stay aggressive in any environment.